It's People Station V103, ATL's #1 for hip hop and R&B. I am your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a living legend in the building. Put your hands together for Jay Prince.
Oh, yeah. What's up, my brother?
I'm good, man. I see you out there on your property somewhere in the woods, huh?
Yeah, I'm out here getting me a tan, man.
Got that good weather out there in Texas, huh?
Yeah, no, today a beautiful day, man. I'm out here on the side of the lake playing with the fish.
I love it, man. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
you know, you're a legend. You have offered the culture a lot since you started, man. I want to go back to 85, man. You know, you started Rap-A-Lot Records, one of the greatest rap groups ever, the Ghetto Boys. What was it like coming from the streets, Jay Prince? You know, seeing another hustle, executing that hustle, and then bringing us one of the greatest hip-hop groups ever to the forefront. What was that like?
It was a real challenging time out here in Texas. You know what I mean? Because as you know, Texas is a Republican state, so you can only imagine the obstacles and challenges I had to deal with. You know, embracing rap before it was popular. You know what I mean? So I was accused of being the largest leader of gangs out here in Texas because it, you know, when you are putting together a movement of artists and different things, you know, for people that love to discriminate and see brothers come together as a unit, you know, they try to poison the minds of individuals to make it seem like something illegal is going on. So, you know, I had to deal with all those kind of challenges along with many others and conquer them in order for, you know, the South to be what it is today.
Yeah, I will give you that credit because I think, you know, people don't really, you know, realize in 85, you know, hip hop wasn't even a respected art form. So not only did you start Rap-A-Lot Records and deal with what you had to deal with, you came soon after with UGK. I mean, Trey the True, Devin the Dude, my guy, Lil Flip, Twister, and many more, man. So, you know, I could definitely see how somebody organizing young black men in a positive way, you know, in business could be disturbing for them.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. I mean, it got real serious, you know what I mean? All the way to the extent where they wanted to kill me.
Wow.
So, you know, that journey with law enforcement and my fight where hip hop was concerned, it was a serious journey, you know what I mean? But in retrospect, when I look at where we are today, you know, where we came from, then, you know, I'm happy I fought every fight that I fought, you know what I mean?
That's
something
right.
to feel proud about.
No, definitely something to stand on. A lot of people don't know this, but in 2000, you founded Prince Boxing with Floyd Mayweather as his premier client. You played an instrumental role in Floyd's career, man. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't know. You know, boxing always was my first love. And, you know, fortunately, I was able to get into boxing and have, you know, a great fighter, you know, my first 4 years like Floyd Mayweather. And I definitely contributed to laying the foundation that he was able to build his empire on. You know, it was a beautiful journey and definitely a beautiful beginning. And of course, I'm still relevant today in this boxing world. You know, I'm enjoying that journey, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, big shout out to Andre Ward and all the boxers you've dealt with. And I think until the art and science of respect was released in 2018, people really ain't get a firsthand look inside your mind and your thoughts. I mean, people knew you as this enormous figure, seen, you know, not seen but heard, or presence felt. When you decided to do this book, what made you want to be so open with everybody?
Well, you know, I believe it's a time and a place for everything. And, you know, the time had came where, you know, everywhere I traveled around the world, you know, people wanted to know how I was able to accomplish what I done, what was my story, what was my challenges, what were my obstacles. And, you know, it would have been real selfish of me to possibly cross over and go to heaven and not share my blueprint with the loved ones, with those that's coming behind me. So, you know, my spirit led me to do that. It led me to, you know, come out of I used to enjoy being a quiet storm. And I believe that it was a time and a place for that. But as you can see, you know, I wrote that book, man, and let me just say I'm so happy that I wrote that book, and the responses and the lives that have been changed from the individuals that read it. You know, it like it inspires me, man.
Yeah, it fills your cup up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's nothing like one being appreciated for your offering, but then being able to tell your story and still be here with all the stuff that happened around into you, man. That's a blessing. And the forward in the art and science of respect was written by Drake. A lot of people, you know,
yeah,
obviously see your sons running around, you know, Jazz running around with them, and they don't know your influence on that too, man.
yeah. No, that definitely was a interesting journey as well. And you know, like you said, my son Jazz Prince, you know, all credit due to him where that's concerned, because if it would have been up to me, I probably would have talked him out of it, because I couldn't hear as good as he was hearing where that was concerned. So I'm proud of him for standing on his beliefs where Drake is concerned, you know, because, you know, he didn't allow me to discourage him. You know what I mean? He only came back with a stronger remark when I told him, hey, man, you like this shit, man, you know, like, daddy, this the new style. Trust me on this one. So,
Yeah,
bam, I trust him, and look at the payoff. Look at the reward.
man, biggest artist maybe ever.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? For sure, I hadn't witnessed a hit maker like this. You know, this guy's a genius when it comes to writing hits.
Facts. Hey Jay, hey OG, listen, man. I always have the debate. So, you know, I come from the era of Jay-Z. Those are like my big brothers. You know, Jay-Z is arguably one of the best rappers ever. But when people talk
Right.
about hits and people talk
Yeah.
about the ability to be multifaceted in their talent,
Right.
I don't know one bigger than Drake, man. And I go back and forth all the time. What's your take on that?
No, no, no. I agree with you 1,000%. You know what I mean? And I've been watching this shit a long time.
Yes, you
You know
have.
what I mean? And I've been studying, you know, all the greats. This dude has a gift, man, that has to come from up above, because, matter of fact, it ain't even close, bro. It ain't even
Yeah.
close where you can compare him. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. And, you know, it's like icing on the cake for my son to be the one to identify with him before all of this really happened. So
Yeah,
it's a
he cut from
blessing,
that
man.
cloth. He's cut from that cloth. You know, I want to commend you, man. You know, a lot of people also don't know how important family is to you. I personally know Junior, you know what I'm saying? I know Jazz, and I see the way they move, you know what I mean? See the way
Yeah,
they move through the world, you know what I mean? All over the country, they're men of respect.
yeah,
That's a testament to their father and the social currency he's afforded them. You know, I tell people all the time, you know, I think our generation is getting it right when it comes to wealth and wanting to provide, you know what I'm saying? But there's a certain quality, a certain importance of social currency. So when you show up, your
yeah.
last name speaks volumes. And I salute you for that, man, because being a father of two boys myself, man, you know, I worked my ass off my whole life to build
Right.
this brand and this name. And I told them, I said, y'all will forever be able to fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Forever,
real.
you
That's
know?
real, man. I appreciate that compliment, bro. And I'm, you know, and I know you can identify with this. It feels good to live a life where, you know, my sons, my grands, you know, any of my friends and relatives don't have to hold their head down when somebody mentions my name. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because, you know, my name always meant a lot to me, and I always want to have a good name, a name where you can wrap the word respect and loyalty around it. And you know what I mean? People would be able to say, okay, that match.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, that's a real good feeling, man, to you know, have offsprings that represent that same thing, you know.
100%. You pray for it daily. You don't want to growing up being no suckers. That's for sure, especially when you 100% thorough. But I salute them too, man. Them youngins, I've been around them. Like I said, Junior and I probably, you know, go back and forth, and me and Jazz, but all love and respect for both of them. And it's a pleasure. Every time me and Junior see each other, it's a holiday, man. So big shout to that. And speaking of loyalty, ladies and gentlemen, during COVID, we all been locked in. We've all had to pivot and adapt and adjust. And you done did it again, Jay. You done did it again, man.
Oh, man.
Loyalty out now in stores. Tell everybody about your new venture, man.
Oh, man, loyalty. I couldn't think of a better name to complement my movement, man. But, you know, I was just trying to diversify my portfolio, man, with a drink. You know, my man Puffy, over a decade ago, Puffy told me, man, get you some of this money that's in the spirit world. You know what I mean? And it took me up until now, but, you know, better late than never. You know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, I'm right on time. But this is a drink and a name, man, that's meaningful. You know what I mean? And I hope when people decide to drink it, they can drink it in the atmosphere where, you know, you celebrating years of loyalty together with loved ones, with friends. You know, it becomes more meaningful to have a drink that's based on a word that's so strong versus just drinking for the hell of it.
That's right. Put some purpose with the product. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Real talk.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Well, you know, I appreciate you, brother. I think, you know, as many years I knew your name before I knew your face. You know, just coming up, you know, in '85, I was 12 years old.
Right.
So, you know, the legend, for me, I'm from Washington, D.C. originally. And, you know, Mind Playing Tricks on Me is one of the most celebrated songs of any songs ever played in my hometown and across the world, obviously, as far as hip hop is concerned. And it's just, you know, to see someone, you know, we grow up glorifying gangsters. You know, that's just what we do where we from, right? But to see you diversify, I'll use your word, diversify, and use the respect you earned in the street and take it into the corporate world and get what you came for, man, is so admirable. So I salute you for that. And then lastly, if you could just tell the youngins, you know, I think you embody something that, you know, people get confused when it comes to street culture.
Right.
And being that these youngins glorify being a gangster. You know, I want you to clarify the difference between glorifying being a gangster and a man of respect and honor.
Yeah, well, let me say this here. I never wanted a career of doing anything wrong. So always, when I'm speaking to the youngsters, it's always important to explain to them the difference between longevity, which is the big picture, versus investing in, you know, the moment. I call it a moment. You know what I mean? So it's important to not try to make a career out of wrong. Wrong could be breaking the law, right? So whatever one may be doing, you know what I mean? You don't want to make a career out of that. Right. You know, if you're doing wrong, have right in mind to do right. You know what I mean?
Hold on. If you're doing wrong, have right in mind. Say that one more time.
If you're doing wrong, have right in mind. You know what I mean? In other words, don't do wrong to make a career out of it. If you're gonna do wrong to do right.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's important, man. It's real important, because I witnessed so many that tried to make a career, you know what I mean, with no right in mind, and they got caught up in the mix.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you know, let me say that first. Now, when you speak of the word of gangster and respect, in order, when you're dealing with respect, you got to be a man of your word.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Your yes got to mean yes, your no got to mean no.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing about a man's word, it go with him everywhere he go.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Your word travel with you everywhere you go. So ain't no, I'm gonna leave this word, I'm gonna leave my word behind and I'm gonna go with, no, it's with you.
Yeah.
And it's important to have a word, and it's important to yeah, I'm looking at my homies, they snatching big bands out the out
Oh,
the
yeah.
water.
Yeah.
But it's important, man. It's important to not get caught up in a moment, bro. You know, it's about the movement.
Yeah.
So and the movement is the big picture. So let's always focus on the big picture. Let's always have a plan of getting to the big picture.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Because, you know, either you plan to fail or fail to plan.
That's
So
right.
we don't get caught without a plan. And you know, that's the advice that I can give. I can go on and on, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Now, that was beautiful. Listen, man, if you're doing wrong, have right in mind. That's a hello. That needs to go viral right now. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Well, I salute you, man, and congratulations on loyalty. Ladies and gentlemen, loyalty's available now at your fine retailers. Is there a website they can go buy that, OG?
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a website. I'll send it to you. But
Okay.
that's, you know, yeah, for sure.
Gotcha, man. All right, well, we'll definitely let TKBS Nation know that it's available and where it's available. Listen, keep doing you, man. It's clearly working, and we appreciate your contribution to culture, OG.